Good afternoon, everybody. And we are the Karen's podcast, where I'm chatting with my three best friends, Carolyn, Megan, and Susan. What are we talking about this week? Megan, I think you came up with the topic, right?
I did. Well, or society came up with the topic and I'm just sharing it.
Sharing our feelings.
Yeah, but we were going to talk about kind of like is the whole conversation, is it like what you say or is it how you say it? Is it your tone in which you say something? Like kind of when's it proper to intervene in like a conversation? When is it like when are you trying to teach somebody about grammar or some etiquette lesson, or when is it time to just like shut up and move on?
Right.
So, and I kind of said, I mean, it's very Karen-esque now of everybody to want to have an opinion and be heard and share their thought. Sometimes it comes out
Whether it's
lovely,
welcome or not.
whether it's welcome or not. Sometimes it's actually a good lesson. Sometimes it's like, oh, I didn't think about it that way before. And then sometimes it's just obnoxious and unnecessary. And Susan's leaving the
I was gonna say
planet.
Susan must be shooing her dog out. That's it's got to. Her dog is
Sorry.
on the moon.
I'm
Yeah, I put you on mute because my
no, I
dog
just
came in here and was breathing heavy, and I had to get her out of here. She was
no,
annoying me.
it wasn't
Oh,
even on mute.
Callie.
You just like walked to the moon and
Walk to the
back.
moon and back. That's crazy. And for our
So
listeners out there,
yeah.
Susan has a moon background on her Zoom today.
Yeah, that does make more sense. Verbally explaining
Uh,
that.
yeah.
So for instance, I'll just give my first instance. A younger friend of mine, basically my daughter, late 20s, went to a bar, bartender mid 40s, and they just said, "Can I get a vodka soda?" And it was the, "Can you? Can you? I don't know. I mean, I guess you can." And interestingly enough, it was not my daughter who had ordered it. It was her friend because she had said, like, I definitely say, may I have or whatever. I mean, I'm also was a restaurateur. I've like, grown up in restaurants. So that's just I don't know. It's how I speak.
Mhm.
I think that it's very common for people to say, "Can I get?"
Can. Yeah.
or "Yeah, yeah," or "I'll have," or "I'll take," or whatever, like in
Right.
any term. Sure, do some ways sound better than others? Yes. However, I wouldn't school somebody with that. And they were basically schooled and made to feel less than and
Hmm.
made to feel rude when,
Hmm.
like, I feel like it was a very common question. I mean, the fact that we were talking about it, like
Right.
later on over a dinner table, and says that it was just, I think it was like an inappropriate correctness. Like, I don't think grammar is the best. I mean, there's just so many things going on in the world. I think grammar is probably the least of our concerns.
Well, when you're
Or
Um,
not
maybe
related
it's
to the
like
person, I mean, I don't know.
maybe it's
yeah,
Not
like a
mom.
time and place. Like
it's
Yeah.
a
you're
Time and
at a
place.
yes,
bar
yes,
ordering
yes.
a drink. You're
Drink,
not
yes.
at a
No,
dinner table with, you know what I mean? Like
well,
it
yes,
just
like
seems like an
yes,
odd
an
place
odd place to be schooling somebody.
and
I will say, I
time.
mean, I was a host of my restaurant, and I would walk towards the front door, and people would walk in. I'd be like, "Hey, how are you doing tonight?" And they're like, "Table for two," and I'm like, "How are you tonight?" It was more to remind them, like, I am a
Hey, I'm a
human
human
being.
too.
And
Yep.
like we can do the call and response. They actually call it a conversation, but I'm just, saying. And also to like let them know, like, you're here now. Like it's
Yeah.
time to like unwind and calm down, and you don't have to rush. Like, I got it. We got your table, and like you
Yeah.
can chill out now. So it was more of a transition. It wasn't like I was, maybe I was schooling them a little bit to remind them, yes, we are not robots. We are humans. And I did ask you a question. Even
Hmm.
when I went today to get my pizza, and the gentleman behind the bar was like, "Thanks for coming in." And the people like said nothing. And I thought, I
So
don't
it's more
know.
like
So
just human, just like being polite and
it,
like we're in
yes.
this together, everybody. Where did your fucking manners go?
Manners go.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's just what I've heard recently from other people, that they have said they're just realizing that maybe manners in the last few years have declined a little bit. And
You
like,
think?
yeah, I mean, it can be a reflection of a lot of things,
Yeah.
what's going on in our society, what's going on in our politics, what's gone on in the world with COVID, people not being around, humans all the
Yeah.
time.
Right.
Carolyn mentioned the internet, obviously, where what'd you call them?
Keyboard warriors.
Keyboard warriors and
Keyboard
stuff, where people
warriors.
will say things that they wouldn't normally
Yeah, because they don't
say,
have to, because it's not face to
Because you're
face.
not
They've
not
looking
face to
someone in the
lost the
eye.
in the eye.
consequences of
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
I did yell at somebody the other day who was digging through trash, and I just said, "Sir, is that necessary?" With
Why was
like
he
eye
digging through
contact.
trash though? Was he was he like looking
No, he
for
wasn't even
cans or
looking.
something?
He
Or?
was not. And that's the
Oh.
thing. If you're recycling and whatnot, I'm not going to say anything. He was just throwing trash around,
Oh.
he threw it at a car. He was
Oh.
mentally ill
Oh.
and being obnoxious. And like it went
Yeah.
literally, we made eye contact and I just watched him walk away. And I was like, I am going to say something. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to be rude. I called you sir and just asked, is this necessary? Like, I didn't have to go in some tirade and tell him to pick it up, but it was, like I'm okay with having interactions that might not always be super pleasant, like me giving the guy today, Billy on the street, the cupcake.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it doesn't always have to be that, but I think we're just getting a little far in how comfortable we are in
We forget that we're all here together. We all have our bad
yeah,
days and our good days, and a little bit of kindness goes a long way. Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Susan, can you think of a time recently where you kind of you witnessed something similar where people were
Well,
just like gave an opinion or were rude to somebody for no
well,
reason at
it's
all?
funny because this is a timely topic. So I follow this chick on Instagram who's really into fashion. She has a couple degrees in like counseling. She actually brought this up on her like story the other day about how she had a woman come up to her and say, "I love your style. I love how you put everything together. You got," and she literally wears stacks upon stacks upon stacks of jewelry. And she wears whatever that thing is that goes in your nose. Like she wears I call
The
it a bowl,
nose ring, but
the nose ring.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
And
the hoop, yeah.
the woman's, as she's telling the story, the woman says to her, "Everything's awesome, but I think that's a bit much." Now, as she's telling the story, I've thought the whole thing all along. Like, I love her style. Everything's over the top. It's crazy. I do think the ring is a bit much. Like, it's almost distracting from, like, when I look at her on Instagram. And she was telling the story, and her husband was like, "I think that was fucking rude." And she said, "No, I appreciated her comment because it is over the top. It is a bit much." And she's like, "But that's her opinion. And I didn't think the comment that she was making was rude. I just thought, wow, like she complimented me and she's like, it's a bit much." She's like, "Yeah, it's not for everyone's taste." So the way she was saying was that she's like, "I appreciated her complimenting me, and not everything is going to be everyone's cup of tea, and people should have opinions."
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and you
but
don't
I
have
think
to
it's
be
how,
offended.
yeah, and I also think it's how everything gets delivered, right?
It's the yes.
And
Well, I kind of
and
have
she,
I have a feeling on that. Yeah, everybody has their opinion, but when you're not asking for somebody's opinion, when is it appropriate to give it or not? Like, I don't want to know what goes on in your head every second of every day, what your thoughts are. Like, I didn't ask. Like, or maybe I know, maybe I do know it was over the top, or maybe I know I put on a few pounds over the holidays. Like, I don't, or maybe I know I, trimmed my hair too much, or whatever the case may be. It's like, where is that line where, um, people are taking it upon themselves to kind of interject. And then to your point, Susan, yeah, there is, if you find the need to do that, or if somebody does ask your opinion, there's a way to do that in such a way that isn't rude, like Megan's
yeah.
bartender.
Yeah.
No, I think that, what happened to your goddaughter, I just think that guy's a fucking dick and he
Totally.
like was
Yeah.
having on a power trip.
No, for
But I
sure.
also think like everyone
I
is
definitely got
allowed
the
an opinion.
demographic right when I asked. I was like, oh, let me guess the age. Let me guess what. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, they're
And it's
trying
coming from a
to.
bartender working for tips
Yeah,
too. That's kind
I
of
know.
mind blowing.
Again, being in the service industry, I thought that was bizarre, but I was also like,
Yeah.
oh, so you're tired of this demographic coming in, not
Uh-huh.
speaking to you in a way that you're used to, or that you're so burnt out that like, you
Yeah.
just you're the one that had the bad day today. I'm sure you don't do that every time. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this industry.
Wouldn't have
That's
But
true.
yes,
Maybe
it's like you
Yeah.
just snapped at this one person, and I
he's just
get
like
it.
over it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but it was just a time where I thought, yes, and like you said, Susan, I think that's why we always hear people say all the time, it's not what you said, it's how you said it.
And
I
Well,
mean,
maybe your
that's
goddaughter, maybe it is a bit of a kind of a lesson for her too. Like, oh, maybe I did come off as just kind of matter of fact. And maybe
Well,
that's
I'm
what
just going
this
to
I
guy.
mean,
clarify my goddaughter is an angel and she
Yeah.
didn't say that.
no, but I also
She
feel
would have
like,
said, "May I?" Because she even was like, when he said that,
She
she's
probably
like,
said
"I
it
thought
sweet.
my mom would be mortified. I always say may I," but she's not the one that
but
delivered
it's
it.
even like, I
But
wish you would have been like, fuck you, Dick, I'm leaving. Because
yeah,
it's just a rude thing to go back, like, may I, can I? Like, it's just really, you're in a bar. Like, and
yeah.
I'm not trying to downplay the service industry. It's like, do you
Well,
really
yeah,
have to be a dick?
you're not at like a fancy wine bar.
I
You're
would have
like
been like,
at
I'm
a,
out if you're going to talk to me like that.
Well, I think also the problem was like then when they did go outside and then like remove themselves, express to their other friends that were like, "Hey, we don't really want to stay because this guy was an asshole,"
Mm.
and
Yeah.
then they come out and are like, "That's inappropriate that you're talking about that," and you're like, "Okay, so now you're just
Now
okay.
you're harassing
Now
me.
you're harassing me because you don't like how I
Mm.
responded to your Tony comment."
Yeah.
So it's like, where does it end? You know, like I'm going to say something to you. Now you're going to be offended. So you feel like you're in the right. And I feel like we just tend to, as
And
a
then it
society, go
snowballs
on
and
and on. I mean, you see all these videos all the time, the Karen videos, and it's like both parties are convinced that they are correct. Like
Oh, for
yeah,
convinced,
sure.
you know,
take a
and it's
step
like,
back and
take a step back.
chill
I
out,
can tell neither
everybody.
one of you are correct,
And
but you can almost tell how it starts and where people are, yeah,
where they go
defending
down the
them.
rabbit
They're
hole.
exactly. So I
Carolyn,
don't,
you got something to say on this?
I don't have a ton to say, but I think some of it is like that 80/20 rule,
Mhm.
like we probably end up
yeah,
hearing most from the 20%,
Hmm.
Yeah,
and
it's a
those are
good
the
point.
20% that either aren't thinking like the rest of us or we don't want to hear from.
yeah,
And so they're the loudest, their opinions they think are I don't know.
most important. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually tend to err on the side of not sharing my opinion and not saying jack squat. And there's been many occasion where I've looked back and been like, I should have said something. I should have shared my
hmm
opinion.
Yeah.
Should have said something.
hmm
But maybe it's personality style. I think a lot is that 80/20 rule of, you know, usually the 20% are those outspoken people that they're on the fringe. Maybe it's not even
yeah,
20%, maybe it's 90/10.
yeah,
Right.
They're the loudest, so they're the ones that are making the videos. They're the ones that we talk about. They're the ones that are sharing those,
yeah,
stories. I don't
Well, then
know.
there's a time and place, like you said, you've regretted not saying something. Like if you're witnessing somebody doing something cruel to somebody else, like when do you step in and say something,
yeah,
versus like Susan's example, oh, just sharing opinion on a fashion faux pas, it's
yeah.
like,
Mhm.
yeah, so that's what is appropriate, and everybody has their own gauge, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But
Well, and
Yeah.
also just like mixing it with like, I don't know, but I am somebody who will, if I see somebody like rocking a cool dress, I'm like, cool dress or
yeah,
cool
compliments and
outfit or
yeah,
you look dapper today or whatever. I
that
think it's
makes somebody's
also like,
day.
why, yeah, thank you. Why do we tend so frequently to go towards where we feel it's okay to say the negative, but
Hmm.
not the positive? And like that would almost, I think people would be like, well, that's just embarrassing. How would you just say something nice to some stranger? And you're like, well, you have no problem saying something else. And I
Right.
just find it weird because you can literally, I mean, I can tell when I've made someone's day just by saying like,
Mhm.
wow, love your outfit.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I
That's
know
the
when someone's
nice
made
thing
my
to do.
day, like when someone's been like, your hair looks great, or I love your lipstick, or you know what I mean? These
Hmm.
are little things. And I think it's also, kind of back to what Carolyn said, is people just getting so used to saying whatever they want online in comments that then like in
No repercussions.
reality, yeah, you forget and balance it out.
Yeah,
You
Right.
know, if
there
you
are
have something,
actual humans behind, the
yeah.
name or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I blame the internet for everything. So
Yeah, I
I
know. It's
know.
pretty much,
sure.
The
I mean,
worst.
I'm sure the Starbucks barista thinks I have a crush on him because I was like, you have a beautiful voice. Has anyone ever told you that? I said. He's like, I've heard it a few times. And I'm
Megan's
like,
got a
oh,
stalker now, or
I
Megan
know. I'm like, oh
is
my
like,
God. So sorry, sir. But and he's very young. So yeah, highly
oh, there
inappropriate.
you
But I mean, it was
go.
just his voice. Like he
Cougar.
should be, yes, he should be
The
on
radio.
radio. I mean, like I have no interest in this youth of America, but his
Not
voice
even to
is
listen
like,
to him.
I
His
know his
voice is nice.
voice is like butter. Yeah.
You're
So
like, I
have
don't normally want to listen to men, but you
Yeah,
say
thank you. Well, what can you just repeat my order back to me a couple times to
say it
make
there you go.
slower.
sure we got it
Real slow.
right? Yeah.
So
I'm gonna order a really long drink.
have there have any of you ever to in memory, recent memory, had somebody comment on something that you said, or something, an outfit, or any so a post or something that you were just like, wow, that is, I didn't expect that, or that really stuck with me. Anything come to mind?
No.
Oh,
It's
I,
good.
I
I
It's
have had
fortunate.
young
I
people be
I I
very socially awkward. I've witnessed that a lot in the last like 2 years, where young people, you walk into a room or an area, a gym, or whatever, and you know, you're 5 foot from someone, you make eye contact, and they
Don't know
look
what to do.
right.
totally.
They
Yeah.
don't know what to do.
No, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, you are so awkward.
Yeah.
Like that's so weird. Like I'm not going to bite.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have witnessed that a lot.
A lot.
Interesting.
That just
But
happened to me at sushi, and it's that place we went for my birthday, downtown Sacramento. We walked in, there was four people behind the counter, all standing there. We just were, nobody said anything to us. I was like, hi. And they just
I'm
like
here.
looked at me like, I know, like they were
What do we
petrified. I'm like,
do?
thank you. I'm like, you are the host. I can guide you through this. Trust me. But like, and then the girl who had her purse on around her shoulder was like, I thought she was either just getting there or leaving, going on break or whatever. And so she's flipping through menus. And I'm like, is she the one that's going to seat us? This is weird. She has not said anything to us. So we don't know who's seating us. And so then she walks away. So I just like follow her.
Huh.
And yes,
What was,
and then
what
when
were you right? Was she the one that you were supposed to
she,
follow?
yes, because she's the one that had the menus.
And she
And I
said
was,
nothing
but
to you.
she said nothing. Neither
That's
did the other three people
crazy.
behind the counter, but they all looked at us when we came in and I said hello. We're looking for a table for three. And then when we left, I also said, like, thanks so much. I'm like, nothing.
That's
And I'm like,
weird.
that
That
is
is so
bizarre. Again,
weird.
another thing in the restaurant industry. So I don't know if we're like not getting good help these days or what, but like they looked petrified when I walked in. And I'm like, I'm here to
There's just the
hand you
social
money.
constructs are just so different than when we grew up.
Yeah,
I know we've
yeah,
talked about that a lot on this podcast, but it's like they don't know what to do. They're so
yeah,
just used to communicating through technology, and I'm very concerned
yeah, yeah.
about what
And
that
that was
means
actually, yeah, that
for
was
our
kind of
future.
yeah, that was one of the first times I was a little more concerned because I've definitely seen it on the other end when people come into the restaurant and they look confused. And I'm like, you came here, so I don't really get it. I'm being nice. But
Yeah.
this was the first time that I had gone in somewhere and been like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
I,
Well,
it's,
I mean,
yeah,
if people don't put like that, these are other fellow humans with,
yeah,
feelings and
lives
lives
and
and
like,
families and everything else, and
yeah,
they're just, they're not connecting the dots on how to communicate or be kind or take action. It's like, how do you teach someone that if they're,
yeah,
30 years old and they've never, I don't know, they've never
yeah,
really had those types of interactions, which,
yeah,
I mean, kids go to school, right? I mean,
yeah,
COVID, I mean,
exactly.
you'd think that they would,
I know, but I'm
they
like,
would
they
have some
couldn't
social
have,
skills from
yeah,
that at
from
least.
before
Yeah,
or after, or like
right.
you were, yeah, I don't know. It's
Well,
weird. It's
I
also strange because, sorry, but they talk like on like Zoom and like FaceTime and Snapchat. So
That's true.
they're always seeing one another.
They're like
So
picking
granted,
up the phone and doing the FaceTime, whereas we're
yeah,
like,
where
our
we're
age
like,
group is
just
more
text
just
me,
on the
please
phone.
don't call me, or yeah, or just don't contact me for a week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, they should have still a a way
reading
of,
like facial cues and
yeah, and body,
Yeah, but
yeah,
maybe
body
it's still
language.
like that. Maybe there's still like that level of protection or disconnect because you're really not in the same room.
There's
You're
same
really
room.
not face to face. You're
yeah.
really not
Yeah,
with that other human. Megan, you're always talking about energy and like,
true.
reading and
Yeah,
feeling people's
Reading the
energy. I
room.
mean, the
yeah,
screen is only I mean it's wonderful for
yeah.
what it is, but it's totally different than if the
It's
four
true.
of us were in the
But
room together,
I mean,
I don't know.
I
Well,
don't want to
Susan,
get
yeah, you were.
political, but what I was gonna say is I feel a lot of like people have changed how they talk to people based on certain politicians
Yeah,
and what they've said that are completely inappropriate things.
absolutely. It's true. Like I'm glad you
Like it's
mentioned it
okay.
because
They're
yeah,
it's
that I mean,
okay
if
now.
that's
Yeah.
if people are going to say the
Like
kind of
people
things
in
that are
powers
being
of
said,
position are have
yeah,
for the past like what 10 years say some crazy
yeah.
shit about like and there it's insulting and no one said has stopped to say to someone, dude, that's not cool.
Thank
You
you. I
shouldn't
mean,
speak like that. So I think
Right.
I think within this
It's a good point.
society, people just think they can say anything that they want
anything that they want.
because they see leaders doing it and are people of power.
That's like spot on for sure. We were
Yeah.
skating over that, but it's kind of what
Yeah.
I said at the beginning.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
would
when
argue that's
you have the president calling people a fat pig and like, they
Well,
can
I
shoot
wasn't gonna go
somebody
there
down
because I'm
the,
trying not to be political, but basically I go back to when he just started
oh,
talking shit about what the I don't even like the Cruz's wife, but he was like talking shit about Cruz's
Katie
wife.
Holmes?
No, not
no.
Tom Cruise, idiot. Ted
Listeners,
Cruz.
we're not very
Oh, Ted
political,
Cruz.
politically educated, just FYI.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you idiot, but like he says
It's all
that
right.
is the best
It's
You
okay.
called
thing
me
ever.
stupid before when we were in Chicago. Don't think I forgot
Well,
it.
because you said he was from Australia and the guy was from like Michigan.
Oh
I just
no.
couldn't hear his accent.
That's
But
true.
anyway,
But I mean,
But like,
I would
yes,
almost say
Ted
it's gone
Cruz's
back
wife.
farther than that. I mean, we've
oh, I'm
had
sure. I'm sure it
Congress
has. Like,
not negotiating. I mean, from like when the Tea Party, in my opinion, was kind of becoming front and center. Like our
Oh
politicians
yeah,
haven't been communicating really, or in making it. It's like almost cool not to communicate now.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
and that's just a signal. If those are the people running the world, then
You can either
why?
say nothing or you can say really terrible things, and there's
Right.
like
It's one or the
no
other.
real accountability. So
Yeah.
it is a trickle down system for
yeah.
sure, just in socialization and what people feel
And you kind of get that in
comfortable to say.
Hollywood too, where
Yeah, for
everybody's
sure.
point, I mean, those are, talk about like two of the most visible, I don't know, visible types of people in the world, politicians and Hollywood. And
Movie stars.
and you've got like this
No accountability for
no
either.
accountability,
Yeah,
yeah, from on either side.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And now you have the rise of the social media star, which it's like they almost become popular by being mean,
Yes.
and it's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
Good
like,
point.
well,
Yeah,
we have no one showing us what it looks like to be a decent human anymore, in my
yeah,
opinion. But
yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe that's what your parents are for, like when you're
well,
raising children.
but look at
I
I mean,
know.
but now,
Yeah,
but we have parents that are coming out of an age where social media, I mean, that's been their whole lives, so they don't
hmm
have, I don't know, they
no.
don't have
Yeah.
the example that we had
There's
necessarily.
always George Clooney.
There you go.
So, ow! Good.
I'm not
Is
Good.
is
looking
he
to
running for
anyone.
president?
I'm not looking to anyone in
Uh,
Hollywood as an example of anything.
okay. Well,
No, for
I
sure. But
really
I
like
think,
Anyone.
him.
but I also think it like
I feel
goes
like he would
back
have been
to
he'd be our friend.
yeah, presidents or not presidents, but parents should set an example for their kids. But then there's so many parents who think Johnny Sue or little Timmy can do no wrong. Yet, I'm
Thank you. I
sorry,
was just gonna go there,
he
Yeah.
was
Susan.
out literally driving a car, killed two people, and now you're actually trying to escape out of the United States and being arrested, and he's not taking responsibility for his actions. Like no one
Yeah.
wants to, and we totally have changed the subject, but it's like it does start with the parents. It starts with how you're being raised, how you should speak to
Yeah,
people,
Yeah.
and
exactly.
like,
Teachers used
and
to be like respected. I feel like, I
Yeah.
have a lot of family
yeah,
members that
Yeah,
are
big
teachers.
time.
And when we did something and the teacher called, that our parents were
You're
on
in
the teacher's
trouble.
side. Like we were
Yeah.
the ones
And
that
that
messed up.
immediately they didn't even want to hear
Now it's
like
like, yeah,
your
little Jimmy,
side.
little
Yeah.
Susie, it doesn't, yeah, like, no, no,
Yeah, that's why I'm
not
not
my
sure that we
angel.
can really
Yeah.
blame. I know you want to blame Trump, but I'm not
I'm
sure we
not
can
blaming
really
Trump. What
blame.
I'm
No, I mean,
saying
and it's
is,
not just him. It's like just the things that
Yeah,
people,
I
and
think
I
it
think when,
started with him
yeah,
though. Like
I
yeah,
in
don't think it
like
started with him. I
I
think it
don't either.
started
Yeah.
with parents. Oh God, I hope I'm not making any enemies here. I mean, you know, like, yeah, you teach your children respect for your elders. You teach your children respect for your teachers. You teach your children respect.
yeah.
Despite what you're
I
Unfortunately,
also
seeing,
wonder, but I also wonder,
but
I think the problem is a lot of people don't feel respected in this country and they feel
yeah,
like,
yeah,
they're not being heard. And that's why they side with certain positions more so than others, because like, that's why they feel like it's okay to say stuff now because they're like, look at, screw that. I've been keeping quiet this whole time and look what
yeah,
it's gotten me. Nothing.
that's
It gets
true.
me nowhere. And then it's like, I don't know that because I will say, I think some of those people who say some of the nastiest things, like, are probably the people who go to church on Sundays. They probably do teach
yeah.
their kids to be respectful to the teacher, but like, go and be respectful to the parents. But, they're also out there making other decisions. And then you've got other people whose parents are working 24/7 and
yeah,
working
and
multiple jobs and they're
yeah,
not home to
and I should
even teach. So
clarify.
it's like
I
it's
mean, I
coming
should
from
clarify
all
that
sides, honestly. Yeah.
it's
It's
not
all,
just
yeah.
parents
No,
because
totally.
again, blaming the internet, like
Yeah.
if your kid is on Snapchat or whatever the hell they're on,
Yeah.
however many hours a day, you're not
Yeah.
in
You lost it.
control.
No, you're not in control of what they're
Yeah.
seeing
So
anymore. Yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah,
And
Yeah.
it's everywhere. It's probably really hard, if not
Well, I
impossible,
mean,
to control.
Yeah.
yeah,
for
I know.
sure.
Yeah.
I was at the airport the other day and this mom was carrying a heavy backpack and something else. And the son was walking probably 10 feet in front of her, maybe 5 feet. And he was probably anywhere from 10 years old to 15. I can't tell age,
Yeah.
right? And she said, "Hey, Timmy, can you please help me carry this backpack?" And he literally was like, "No, I'm already carrying this lunch bag. Don't you think you're giving me enough to do?" And I literally, without even thinking, was like, "What a little asshole," and kept walking.
yeah.
Because I was like, you don't
Wow.
speak to your parent like that. So, like, my question is, where are you learning this behavior? Is it maybe the father, or the partner, or whoever is in their life might speak to her this way? So now he thinks
Yeah.
it's okay to speak to his mom this way.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
at
That's
I think
not, that's
that
terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's common, when you're early teens, 12, 13, 14, 15, there is that age where you're not going to
You
get
push back.
a kid sassing back. I mean, I think that's normal childhood
Yeah.
development. But damn,
What
man,
did she say
I'd
to
have
that
had,
Yeah. How
She
actually?
did she
didn't
I
say
respond?
exactly
anything.
like I
She
want to
did.
know.
That was the thing. Like,
That
she
was the
didn't do
thing. Yeah.
anything.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah,
I know that if I were and it was the way his tone was, right?
Yes, I
yeah,
swear
And
to
I
God.
feel like if
Mm.
that, like, granted, it was
I would
Like
have
if he
got
had
public,
the
been
shit
like,
beat out of
"Mom, I'm
me.
I would
tired.
have
I'm
gotten a
carrying
backhand to the
everything."
mouth.
Like that'd
Me
be different.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
would.
I
I
definitely
would
Or,
not have said that. I would have just gotten the
oh,
eyes,
my
and the
mom would
eyes
have
were
leaned
enough.
over, pinched the underarm, and said,
Yeah.
"You're gonna deal with this when we get home."
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you knew then, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yes,
yes.
indeed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh
so I
man.
guess I don't want to wrap this up, but I think at the end of the day, everyone just needs to be nicer to each other and think about how they're saying things.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
lesson,
true.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
If we just do it and then one person, sees how we're doing it, they count to three and they don't react and they think about, hey, would I like if somebody said that to me? And maybe
Yeah.
rethink
Yeah.
it and give that compliment.
Yes.
That's how things change, is if we
Yes.
all take a little responsibility and come from, a place of kindness
Good.
versus anger and frustration, which, oh, I know there's plenty of that. Like, we're
For
all
sure.
feeling that, but nothing's going to get better.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
And maybe ask, like, instead of intervening all the time, it's sometimes something nice to say is, "Can I help you?"
Yes.
Like
If
I
somebody looks
think,
lost or confused.
yeah, or like confused,
Hmm.
or even a mom that's frustrated with their kid or whatever, like, something of a lot more caring, but also just showing concern or trying to, like, usually you're just trying to alleviate or break up some sort of situation or energy but like, even if, people were in the midst of arguing, you could even walk up and just be, "Can I help?"
Oh, I just
I
thought of a
mean,
story I do want to want to share.
yeah.
If this happens to bring any other examples, please feel free to share after. But Julie and I were walking just in the dogs in the neighborhood, and this must have been about a year and a half ago. just in our little town, and this teenage girl, her car stopped working. And so she was basically stuck at an intersection. And it's not like a super busy town. It was kind of towards the neighborhood side of town. And but there was like three or four, five, six people building up as we're like
Yeah.
walking towards her across the street, and everybody's
Yeah.
honking
Honking.
and I'm like, holy crap. So I tell Julie, I'm like, hold the dogs. I went up and I'm like, do you need some help? And her car had stalled out. So we went
Yeah.
ahead and we just like, okay, it's a stick. We just put it in neutral and we'll push you off to the side
Yeah.
and we'll help, you know. And so just got her out of the way. Nobody even thought to like
To
come help
offer
her.
that.
Obviously, she's not sitting there because she likes being honked at and yelled at. Like,
Yeah.
get out of your fucking car and go see if you can help somebody.
Help
And I was just
somebody. Thank
blown away. This poor
Yeah.
you.
girl. I was
Yes.
just
It's
so
insane.
just like little things like that. It's
Yes.
like
Yes.
it goes so it took 60 seconds out of our day. And we
Yeah.
were both like, and she learned a lesson, and now she'll be
Good.
like, oh, I get it. Like if it happens to me again, I know what to do. Or if I see someone else struggling, maybe I can help
Ask,
them.
I can help them.
Yeah.
And I need AAA.
And I need AAA. And she called her dad and like, we're like, do you need help? She's like, I'll just call my dad. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah. So I mean, she had somebody to call. She just couldn't figure out
totally.
how to
But
get
like
out of
how to
the
get out of the middle of the
intersection.
intersection.
Yeah.
And there's Amanda who weighs $115
You
pushing a
know?
car.
I
Well,
got it.
I had Julie, thank goodness. It did take two of
Oh,
us
because
to
she
push
weighs
it.
buck
I
20.
know. It was like a little Toyota. It wasn't like a truck or anything. And thank God it wasn't on a
The
hill.
dogs are like, we got this.
But I got
Back
stuck.
away, ladies.
It reminded me when I was in my, oh God, late 20s, yeah, probably late 20s. I had moved down to Long Beach and I got stuck in like LA somewhere in my car. I kind of the same thing happened. And thank God someone came up to me and helped me because I was like stuck.
Yeah,
And I'm just
yeah,
like, it was so stressful.
yeah. Flat
And I
tire
think
late at night on the
yeah,
side of the freeway going home from Chico when we were going to
right.
school to Vacaville. And I'm like, thank God some, dad pulled over and was like, I saw you. And if this was my daughter, I would hope
I
that
would want to
somebody would
help.
stop.
Yes.
And,
I think
and
there's still lots of good people out there. I mean, yeah, there's assholes or people that are not paying attention or they
yeah, we just need good
Yeah.
people. The good people gotta we gotta step it up a little bit and drown out the noise of the
yeah,
other side.
There you
And
yeah,
I feel
go.
like sometimes, that's what's gonna help.
yeah.
I agree. I think there's obviously more good than bad, but sometimes the good are exhausted, but just still say, you look great today, lady on the corner, and it's gonna
Have
be
a
Your
great.
nose
cupcake,
ring.
Mister
It's a cupcake, Billy. I know.
Billy,
And he
even
had
if
no
you want the
teeth, so I was
birthday
so happy
cupcake,
that it
not the
was like
carrot cake.
I know. God, I want to go back and get the birthday cupcake.
And then I think we had kind of just a fun question to
Oh yeah, this
end.
was a good question too.
Megan, I don't want to mess it up. So will you ask it?
No, it was Susan's question the
Oh,
other
Susan,
night,
it was your
wasn't?
question.
Yes.
Was it? Did I ask
Yeah,
it?
you're the one who asked it. Yeah, in our
Oh.
group text about like, yeah, who the boys from the
Yeah.
80s movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our girls, thank
Yes.
you.
Our
Oh, girls,
girls.
sorry. Well, we see how lame were we? We were like boys, and then we're like, oh, who
Wait
would
a
have
second.
Amanda?
Yeah. So if you guys were to go back and go to prom with anyone, and it could be a teenage heartthrob, 80s sitcom star, movie star,
But from
pick
that
one
era, like the 80s.
from the 80s,
Okay.
yeah, like and take you to prom, who would it be?
I said Jake Ryan. I still love him. I
From
go
16 Candles,
from
everyone.
16 Candles. I literally Googled Michael
Jake.
Schaffling. He's the actor that played him. I Googled him like a month ago.
Hey,
He
is he
hasn't
still
aged.
looking good? Did he age well?
I think he just turned
Yeah, I think
61.
it was because he like
Yeah.
had a birthday or something and
Yeah,
it popped up and they were like, hey, you
Oh,
want to feel old? Jake
yeah,
Ryan is in his 60s.
60 or 61. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
that it worked.
He's good. Yeah, he is a carpenter in I think
Oh,
Pennsylvania,
good for
and
him.
he's just living his mellow life. But I mean, he is just like
Still
chef's
dreamy.
kid. Oh my God, like that's probably my number one. Like if I could, like stop
Pick.
time,
Yeah.
yes, and he could,
Interesting.
yeah.
I did not know that
Hmm.
about you.
Oh God.
I thought it was
Well,
Johnny Depp or somebody,
it was no, it
but
was
I guess he's
Richard
not the
Grieco.
eight.
It was Richard Grieco for a
That's right.
long time too.
That was
He
like
was
the
Gotcha.
on the,
90s,
That was
right?
the
but that
90s.
was the 90s. Yeah. So if I'm going
Gotcha. But
80s
we're going
heartthrob,
80s.
yeah,
Jack or Jake
Jake
Ryan.
Ryan.
Excuse me. Whew.
I know. I was like, don't mess it up.
I want to hear Carolyn's.
I know,
Yeah, I
me
do
too.
too.
I have no idea because I don't
I know,
know
it's like-
anyone from
Just like
that
a
era.
character. You don't even have to have the
Didn't you
actor's
have a
name.
crush
Just
Like
like
on
a
Jake
him?
Ryan
character.
was super cute. I'd do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay. It's just like just piggyback and Megan.
I'd piggyback that
All
because I
right.
literally can think of not a
Nobody.
single name or star or person.
Okay,
You-
I'll
Okay.
share.
All right. He's a good one.
Okay.
What about you, Sue?
I mean, I still go back to Val Kilmer, like
Oh,
with
yeah.
Real Genius, and then leading into Top Gun. Like, I just thought he
Yeah.
was really attractive.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, which 80s star who I didn't think was attractive whatsoever, who I think is really attractive now is Anthony Michael Hall.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
like
He was the
he was
nerd in
also in
16 Candles,
he was
right?
also in
He was
16.
the nerd in 16 Candles.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's aged
He did,
nicely.
The
yeah.
skinny little guy with glasses?
Yeah.
Yes. He's
Oh.
bulked
He did
out
grow
now,
into
and
himself.
he
Yeah,
grew
he
into his
did.
body and his head and
He
Yeah.
he was in that movie Johnny Be Good, like within a couple years after, and he like had already filled in after
And then, like,
16
if you
Candles.
watch,
yeah.
you don't watch this, but he recently made an appearance on Wednesday. It's on Netflix. It's a TV series about Wednesday Addams. It's on
Oh, I've
season
heard of it, but I
2.
haven't.
Julie
Okay.
watches that. I haven't seen
It's
it.
good. He made an
Yeah.
appearance on it. That's why I brought it up. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Where's Amanda? We have to get Amanda's hottie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If we're going 80s, Elizabeth Shue all day.
Yeah.
And she still looks good, in my
She
opinion.
does. I
Yeah.
just saw like the Adventures from Babysitting, like the cast got like
Yes,
did a
Adventures in
reunion.
Babysitting was
Yeah, I
her,
mean,
was what I was like,
you've seen
is that?
Cocktail, right? You see her boobs in
Oh my
Cocktail.
gosh. Yes, I've seen
Yeah, she
Cocktail,
has
of
nice
course.
tits.
I
Yeah.
had to Google who that was. If I'm
Really?
not
She's
correct,
Karate
'cause and of
Kid,
course now, when I
Yeah.
saw the
Yeah.
picture, I was like, oh yeah,
Adventures
I
in
know who that is.
Babysitting.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
did you know then, Amanda, like when we were all fawning over the guys and we're of course probably saying to you, like, who's your guy? And you're like, oh,
Back in
did
the
you
80s when I was like, no,
yeah,
I was
like
too young to know anything back in the 80s.
totally.
I
So
started
you were
figuring
like,
shit out in the 90s.
yeah. But like, were you looking for like any of the guys were cute at all? Or were you thinking any of the girls were cute? Or are you just like, I don't even care?
Well, she dated guys for a while,
Well,
and
I know, but
thought
that could
some
have
guys
been,
were cute.
well, that can also just be like, because you're supposed to. Like,
Yeah,
that doesn't
exactly.
Yeah.
It was
mean that
because I was
you're,
supposed to.
Well, of
Yeah.
thank you,
course.
Carolyn,
But no,
asking like,
I can
But I
like
mean,
say,
she can
I can
still
tell,
find someone
I can
attractive.
find someone attractive and not
yes.
be attracted to
So,
them. Yeah, of course.
yes,
No,
I
Jake
guess
Ryan is
that's
a very attractive man.
okay. That's, I guess that's
Absolutely.
what I was
Yes.
meaning is that like, are you
Yes.
forced to choose because society says choose, or you're like, no, I can dig this guy or girl. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can definitely admit
What
when
if,
an attractive person,
yeah.
male or female.
Okay. Can't Buy Me Love. That was Cindy Mancini, right, Susan?
yeah. I thought
Oh,
What
yes,
did you think
Cindy
about
Mancini.
her? I was
I
like,
thought she was like just a darling.
yeah, that's what Susan was
In
like.
the
I thought she picked
80s.
Cindy Mancini. And I was like, I was kind of interested what you thought of her.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
or Sue? Yeah,
No,
she never
you.
she didn't really do it for me. I don't know.
We
I
already
don't
know
know.
Susan is strictly dickly. So,
Yeah. No, didn't really do it for me. I don't
no.
know.
Okay.
What's her name? That came out of the pool that one time.
Oh, Phoebe Cates.
Oh,
Oh my
Phoebe
gosh.
Cates. Yeah. I
Yes,
mean, I
Phoebe
think that did it
Cates.
for
I don't
everybody.
know who these
Everybody.
people are.
Yeah.
Fast
You
Times
never
at
watched Fast
Richmond
Times at Ridgemont
High.
High?
Oh,
Red
like once.
bikini.
Red
Yeah,
bikini.
totally.
Yeah.
Can't even think of it.
Yeah. No, I was, that's good.
Well, ladies, this was another fun one. You're welcome to reach out to us with any questions that you have for any of the Karens or any of the topics we've talked about. No question is off limits. And you can reach us at info, that's INFO, at thekarenspodcast.com. That's info at thekarenspodcast.com.
Thanks for listening to the Karens, where we have opinions on everything, but we're experts on nothing.
Boom. Nice.
That was
Thanks,
fun.
everybody. We'll see everybody next week.